We are in a very busy market, and we were talking in our office about how can we help our buyers get their offers accepted in such a competitive market. So I've come up with a short list of tips for you. I hope it's helpful. The very first thing any buyer should do in any market is sit down with your lender and get a pre-approval letter, not a pre-qualification letter. A pre-qualification letter is where the lender takes a really quick look at your finances. It says, yes, you're probably qualified for a loan. A pre-approval letter, which any good listing agent knows the difference between those two things. A pre-approval letter is where the lender gets your employment information, your income information, your bank account information, your tax returns. They look at your debt to income ratio, your credit score, and they submit all of that to desktop underwriting so that you are, in fact, pre-approved for a loan. You're on solid ground. Just last week, I'm telling you the truth here, just last week, I have a listing and we got an offer and the seller was ready to accept this offer. And I called the buyer's agent and said, congratulations, we're going to be accepting this offer. And she said, oh yeah, about that. So the lender has just informed us that my buyer has to sell his house first. And we haven't got it listed yet, but we'll get it listed this weekend. Is your seller willing to take a contingency? And yeah, no, my seller is not interested in waiting around for your house to sell in order to sell her house in this market, you see. So that brings me to my second point, which is no contingency on a sale of a house. Now, that's different from a contingency on a house that's already under contract. But if you haven't got any offers on your house yet, then you're not even in the game. So next, moving on. Another thing a buyer can do is offer a substantial deposit on a contract. In the state of Louisiana, a deposit is not required, which is unlike many other states, but it is highly recommended if you want to show the seller that you're serious and you have cash in your pocket, offer a $1,000 or $2,000 deposit, and that's a positive sign for a seller. Another really important thing, an easy thing to do, is offer a shorter inspection period. This is like gold to a seller because in the state of Louisiana, the buyer can cancel the contract for any reason during the inspection period. And the normal or typical inspection period in our area is 10 to 14 days. So your seller is waiting that 10 to 14 days before they can pop the champagne and celebrate selling their house. So if you give them a 3 to 5 day inspection period, boy, sellers love that. And any good buyer's agent is going to call the inspector that you want to work with, and before you put the offer in, say, hey, do you have room in your schedule in the next day or two? I'm putting an offer in today. And 9 times out of 10, it is no problem. So definitely consider that one. Another thing you can do for the seller is give them a flexible move-in date after closing. So perhaps offer them 2 days to move out of the house after closing when they know that just gives them a little more confidence in the whole situation. And one last thing we can do is if you really love this house and you know that you're going to be competing with some other buyers for this house with your offer, you can put an escalation clause in the contract. And that's something I can help you with. So I hope that all these tips were helpful and that we can sit down really soon and discuss your real estate goals, and I can help you get an offer accepted on your dream home.